Chapter 1. Waking up at unfamiliar place. You are listening at FameTV.info. Arthur opened his eyes to find himself in a strange place, where he was sitting on an enormous bed with many decorations on the walls. The pattern of these decorations wasn't something familiar to him, and neither were the paintings on the walls with some weird writings on them. "Oh boy, thank God you are awake," I thought. "I thought you were gone." A middle-aged man thrust himself over the bed of Arthur and hugged his smaller body with firm hands. Arthur felt some weakness and his throat was dry, however he wasn't stupid. He realized something was off and his mind assessed the current situation as usual, with calmness and logic. First thing was to gather facts, and the first fact he knew was his accurate name and history was still the same. He was Arthur, a revolutionary cultivator who sought improving the cultivation world and human lives. He then recalled the previous events, trying to find something that might help him understand his current situation. The last thing he remembered was the fall of lightning over his head, as a heaven punishment for his last groundbreaking breakthrough. However, when he tried to recall the events with more focus, a distant soft voice whispered in his ears, "Challenging heavens means death." He sat still in his place, frozen for a moment without knowing what to think of. All the facts pointed straight towards one thing: heavens killed me. Was I reincarnated then? "Dr. Mond, can you check his health please? I know I have asked you many things lately, however I'm very grateful for saving my child, Willie. My clan, the Golden Lion clan, is forever indebted to you." Suddenly the mind of Arthur froze as a ruthless flood of information hit his mind. Many memories that didn't belong to him appeared and got themselves fixated into his mind. He was getting memories of another person, a weak, worthless youth called Willie. This Willie belonged to a more useless clan that had a glorious name with a mediocre situation in this world. This clan had no achievements at all, which made its position to deteriorate from bad to worse with no signs of stopping its decline. A sunken ship, that was the best description of this clan. The last strike directed to it came from a rival weak clan nearby, as this clan set its gaze upon the lands, the women, the children, and the worldly riches stored in the Golden Lion clan. This was done by poisoning the young master of this clan, this useless youth named Willie. Arthur knew that Willie already died, and his soul transmigrated by unknown powers to dwell in this body now. Willie was the current identity for Arthur, and he had to deal with this. He knew the body he gained lacked anything related to cultivation or any traits of strength. The information didn't stop coming into his mind, and with time Arthur realized something bad: this world had nothing related to cultivation at all, as this world depended on the power of mages. Mages had power classified as superhuman. In Arthur's point of view, those mages were like cultivators. However, the means to use their energy and exert their powers differed greatly. Mages depended on hunting monsters and creating bonds between themselves and the souls of the dead monsters. These souls were called an inner demon seed. Mages could use these inner demon seeds to wield supernatural powers. However, this came with one risk: the inner demon seed would grow and mature into a fruit, which would give birth to a true inner demon. Mages had to fight this inner demon and tame it. If they ever failed, they would lose themselves forever. If they succeeded, the demons would become their individual power, but the risk would continue to exist. Every time the mages grew stronger, the inner demon got the chance to repel again. With growing in power, mages might contain over one demon inside them, which would make the life of mages seeking for strength more hard and impossible. Each mage had to be honest with himself, and he needed to cast away any greed for power he couldn't control, or else he would lose his sanity and turn into a mad living demon. A molydem.it wasn't a rare occasion to see excellent images turn into maladems. This made these lands very dangerous, and whoever had the chance to grow into a mage would face a mysterious future. It was a blessing and a curse for anyone to become mage. As for Arthur, he knew that his current body had no power at all. At the age of 9, all children in this world got tested for their affinity powers. It was a test conducted by special techniques and instruments measuring the child's affinity in using magic. An academy that the lands of his clan belonged under its jurisdiction tested Willie. It was a well-known academy with great fame, power, and wealth. The Dragonair Academy was one of the strongest academies in this world. However, to enter there you needed to score high, very high in the evaluation test. Willie scored 0, a big 0 in that test. That meant he had no affinity at all. If he had a weak affinity, then he might have a chance at a weaker academy, however his affinity made his future hopeless and that made the fate of his clan unclear and desperate. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.